involved at the BTV. It's Bemi here. I'm with my friend Prosper, Liverpool fan. Prosper, say hi.
Hi.
So I think it was yesterday. Yesterday they won their first trophy in 30 years in his lifetime. Maybe their only trophy in his lifetime. Who knows? You know. So there was a whole lot of celebration and WhatsApp bans and Twitter bans. Honestly, me, I just turned off my Twitter, man. I was so upset. It's painful, but it's the world we live in. Sad. I really wish the COVID did not allow the season to get completed. But here we are. You know, it's sad, but we are here. Anyway, so Prosper, how do you feel about winning your first ever
Premier League
title in your lifetime?
My lifetime. I'm so happy. More to come. It doesn't end here. I'm really, really very excited. Like, very excited. You know, when you get into all these normal arguments with your peers, like your friends, the only thing they say is, when have you gotten, in your lifetime, have you ever gotten the Premier League? And it's so painful, like, really painful. So getting this Premier League, guys, really one big thing for me. Like, I was so happy yesterday.
So apparently it's deeper than it seems to us, because we just feel like people won the league, but to you people it's like, you know, bragging rights.
Yeah, very good achievement. Some even say since it was called Premier League, you have never won it. So this kind of thing, it's really good.
But we have 13, you have one, so you have a long way to go. You know, we have 13 Premier, not English title. We have 13 Premier League titles. You have one. You know, we're engaged to share for your full team. And still have remaining, so you know, people still have a long way to go for our younger brothers, Liverpool.
We're more successful, so we still have a long way to go.
Anyways, you obviously saw the Manchester City and Chelsea game.
Yeah.
You know, what are your thoughts on the City side? Because apparently there are some days they play excellent football, and then other days they are not the same people. So I really don't know what's wrong with the squad. What do you think?
City, I think this season, unlike these 2 seasons they won it, this season they actually lacked consistency. Yeah, that's one thing they lack. They lack consistency. See, today they play very beautiful football. Tomorrow it's not like they play bad. They play very beautiful football, but their front line, maybe they will have difficulties in delivering that day, or maybe their defense will be so sloppy that game week. So they just lack consistency in their team. Man City, they play very nice football, but that consistency wasn't really there this season. If not, aside Liverpool this season, if you want to call any other team, it's Man City, but that consistency failed them.
Yeah, that's really true. The first goal was one of the most annoying goals, because I didn't see it properly, but after Gary Neville, I think it was Michael Owen, analyzed how Gundogan pointed twice
or thrice
to tell Mendy to open and leave here.
Leave the ball for me.
Yeah, and he
Mendy came. He didn't just come. He passed the ball, thinking Gundogan was going to open for him.
Man, if it's me that is Guardiola will knock, that boy deserves to be knocked. Man, that was an easy play. You know, you don't. Gundogan is going to settle it. Spread wide to give Gundogan an option. Gundogan does not even need to pass the ball to Youssef. But as you have opened, you've created a channel to pass. You can draw players out of Gundogan's way. So
I think that was like a set piece, right?
It was a set piece corner. Yes.
What Gundogan wanted to do, give him the ball so he can deliver.
Another one cross safe.
Yes.
That one, the Liverpool score, who knows?
That would have led to another goal. Mendy is a very good player.
And then he did, after he finished doing that one, he made a mistake. He passed the ball. He had an opportunity to shadow mark Pulisic till the end, but he went to commit.
He should have shadow marked him, I swear. Like, what he should have done, just stand, cover the player, give him the only option of pushing to the right. If he won't try to beat you, so Gundogan can come and cover.
Other players would have dropped.
Other players, but he went to make that tackle. And Pulisic was just smart enough, beating him, putting the ball in his right foot and calling him.
We can't take away the technique from Pulisic. It's really nice technique. But I feel like Mendy should have done better. A basic average defender. Even me that don't play football, I know that you do not. You're last man. You do not commit. You're the last man. You don't, because the moment you commit and you miss the tackle, man, they just score you. They've scored you, man. And then you saw the after De Bruyne's free kick, you saw the chance that Sterling had.
That ball, I don't know who was running with him, but that ball,
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus, that ball, what he should have done, easiest thing like this video game we usually play, That was a very easy goal. Just give it to Jesus on the right side, and it's just an easy tapping for him. But he went for the more difficult one. Tried to lob over the keeper. I don't know. And hit the bar. That was very unfortunate. But me, I was happy as a red.
I felt like first of all, I have to commend Ederson and Alisson. Two of them. That's something that both of them do. If you watch their games, the quick counter, and a normal keeper will make the save and hold the ball to settle his defense. Once Ederson and Alisson gets the ball, you see that they're looking quickly to throw it to somebody or pass it to somebody.
As well.
You understand? To pass it to somebody or to start the counter. So the counter was really, really nice. Yeah. And then Sterling got there. Sterling make the pass, make it easy. They produced to score the goal. And I feel like if they had made it 2-1, that game would have ended like 4-1.
As I when the game was 1-1, I told people like, if Chelsea doesn't get a goal first after this 1-1 draw, if Chelsea doesn't get a goal first, this game will get to 4-1. Chelsea, they're just so fortunate for our good. They're just so fortunate. So really nice. Chelsea, they have this. I think this is the third time they are doing it, gifting the title to another team, like beating their opponent in that game. They did it for.
The stats came out yesterday. Chelsea did it for that Liverpool Man City. That Liverpool took on
when Gerrard split.
Then Leicester, Tottenham.
By beating Tottenham.
And there was another one I saw.
I think
okay, then this is the third one. This is the third one. Beating Man City to give for Liverpool. Yeah.
Chelsea, they're a great team. I respect them.
Enough about Chelsea and the whole match. I have one question for you. I have a few questions, but I'd like to start with this one. Who was your most influential player this season? Who do you think that without this player, you probably would have not been able to go this far?
Actually, the thing is, it's actually a collective effort from everyone. But someone I know, he was really creative, both from behind, up front. I'll go for TTA, Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That was also mine.
That
guy
boy
is fantastic. It's sad to see him because where you from, but that guy is really good.
He's
really good. That guy is KDB at the back. KDB right back, KDB.
Right back, from the back. His creativity from the back and up front, where he manages to pull the ball into the box with that pace and curl. Everything is his footwork is just so complete, out of this world. That guy is really good.
He's destined for greatness, honestly.
Yeah, Mane was outstanding for us this season. Like without Mane's performance, I don't think we would have made it this far. Mane, then going back to the back, Van Dijk, Alisson, Firmino, not to forget. Everyone tried, but I would go for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Everyone tried.
True talk. In my own opinion, I feel like what's a lot of people say that it's Van Dijk that turned the Liverpool game around. Van Dijk signing up Van Dijk, but in my own opinion, I feel like Van Dijk, was a very, very big influence.
Yeah.
But even with Van Dijk, people lost the Champions League final because you don't have a good keeper. I felt like after people settled the keeper and brought in Fabinho, that was when people solidified your team.
Yeah. The thing they say about football is no matter how good your defense is, once a keeper is exposed, he's exposed. No matter how good your keeper is, once the defense is exposed, he's exposed. The keeper is exposed. So I think Van Dijk is actually doing a great work. Never disputing the fact that Alisson is actually a great goalkeeper, but Van Dijk is doing a great work.
Do you feel like Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world now?
The only person you can rate over Alisson to me is Oblak. If you want to call any
but this guy's having the season of his life, like Coutinho's clean sheets, his numbers are incredible also in La Liga. I'm serious, his numbers are incredible. He's still in the my league, but he's still in the Champions League.
But for me, if you want to call a keeper in La Liga, I'll call Sterling.
Sterling?
Yeah. I prefer him. His footwork.
One
thing about keepers, if you have a very good footwork.
But Ter Stegen has the best in the world, honestly.
Footwork is
I would have said Ederson because Ederson is really good, but Ter Stegen, man, that guy, I feel like that guy can play as a midfielder.
Ederson, he floats too easily, that's his problem. If you see the one he did against Salah, the match won them 4-3. I think was it 2018. Then he did it for Tommy when you guys played
That become.
Then he even did it this last match.
I
because,
I forgot he was trying to give Gundogan and somebody.
someone just
I think it was Mount or Pulisic.
Mount. Then
Intercepted the ball.
threw the ball away. If not, Ederson, he has football, but he easily just
He gets over his head sometimes. That's how I really think about it. So, are you going to win the league next season?
Next season, I feel we can. It's going to be very difficult. But
You need to be proud. You need
I
to
know.
be very proud.
I know.
If it was Manchester United that won this league this season, man, I'll be like, I'm going to win the World Cup. I'm going to win everything. So you're not going to say you're going to win the league this
No,
season.
I feel we can. Actually, I'm not. I won't be so sure. Yeah, because I know Man City Pep is going to come all out next season. You know he's going to give us a guard of honor next match.
Yes.
Yeah, so that thing he doesn't like it. He doesn't want it. It's actually to me. I feel the thing is.
But that guard of honor that I want to go give you yourself. That game, people are going to beat Man City well.
we should beat them.
You know why you're going to beat them well?
Right.
When is the game?
I don't know if it's Monday or Sunday.
Okay, they're playing. They have
FA
Cup.
Cup against Newcastle.
Yes, so they're going to probably that he's going to try to look for. Yeah, he's short of second.
Yeah.
So he's looking for probably FA Cup. So going to try and look for Champions League also. So like
FA Cup, you focus on
the players might go and play, folding some young boys, just play this Liverpool. They don't have anything to lose anymore.
Yeah, he will actually put his first team players for that Newcastle match. That's what I think. Newcastle match, he wants to get the FA Cup definitely. He will show less seriousness in that Liverpool match. I feel so.
I just hope that, being a Manchester United fan, I just hope that next season works out properly for us, because we feel like it seems like we have a good prospects with the whole Bruno Fernandes and Pogba thing going on. So if I'm going to I keep on predicting this thing, but I feel like top 2 next season Manchester United, Manchester City, then Liverpool third.
Liverpool with their current form, if you end up third.
Man, I'm biased, man. Biased.
I feel for the next 2 seasons, let me be frank with you. For the next 2 seasons, if Liverpool don't win Premier League,
You take second.
yeah.
But look at something. If you don't sign, if you don't see, no matter how good your team is, remember that Real Madrid team? That Real Madrid three peats team that won the Champions League three times in a row. If you observe the next season when Zidane left, I know Zidane and Ronaldo left, it was also a factor. But if you observe the players, complacency it kicks in. You've won the Premier League, you've won the Champions League. The amount of zeal that you can put into this season because you don't want the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's not the same amount of zeal you have to put into next season. So I think you need fresh players. The likes of to be honest, the likes of Naby Keita. Man, that guy should leave your team. Sorry to say, Naby Keita, even Shaqiri, those 2 guys should leave your team. Ox can be there because of the pace he puts in the midfield. You remove Naby Keita, remove Shaqiri, buy a good creative midfielder, maybe buy a 9. Just improve your squad generally. Because if you don't improve your squad, it's going to deplete in the next 2 years.
Klopp, I don't know how he does this, but he's really not actually outside that creativity per se. Like he's really, you see when Coutinho left, people were like that creativity has left. Liverpool barely do well, but he left and we're still doing fine with just Fabinho, Henderson, Ronaldo, Keita. So Klopp doesn't, and the fact that you're saying Keita, you don't like him. Klopp actually likes him a lot. He doesn't, but he likes him, and the guy, he's good. It's just that this injury stuff that's with him. As just the issue. Keita is actually a brilliant player.
So you feel like he's going to perform for Liverpool. Because that guy, this is 10th season or so. That guy don't tell.
We should give him time. We should give him time.
Yes.
This season I feel Keita, Minamino, that new sign, Minamino. They are going to try their best. Like this COVID stuff when they were playing within themselves. Minamino actually had a great record. He actually
plays it okay,
yeah. So why Klopp doesn't really want to sign much players? He sees this set of players like new signings and he trusts them as a backup for his front line. Origi, Minamino and so on. He still trusts them according to him. If not me, I was actually after the fact that at least he should sign one player. Even if it's just as a backup for the front line. But he says it's okay with his front line, so let's see what Klopp has to offer. But I trust him.
I'm also I feel like there's I might be getting this wrong, but I feel like there's like always because Klopp is coaching Liverpool, and Liverpool is a big team. It's one of the biggest teams in the world. There's a bit of hype because this exactly this thing that is happening to the club. If Ole wins the league next season, this hype will be even twice as much as because it's Manchester United. Man, Klopp spent. He bought Fabio, bought Van Dijk for 72 million, bought Fabio and Alisson. He spent money. He had a good squad at some point. He spent money. Winning the league. Man City had a bad season. So it's not as if maybe Man City had a great season and you had a great season and you beat Man City. Man City had a bad season. Man U had a bad season. Chelsea could not sign. Tottenham had after that Champions League final, Tottenham have not been themselves. Arsenal are not a team again. Leicester City are picking up. The many Wolves, all those ones are picking up. So it's great that he won the season. He won the league. The points are I think they're the highest. If people finish well if people finish with winning a lot of the matches,
we're going to be
the highest ever in the Premier League. But I feel like you might get this wrong, but I feel like Man City have 68. I feel like this Premier League was an easy run for Klopp. He did really well, but I feel like there's a bit of too much hype. People are making him seem like it's Jesus Christ. This season was easy. This is 2018 season for Man U. 2018 Man U, 2018 Liverpool. The remaining teams 2020. That's Liverpool is not doing well. The main teams are not doing well, and Man U are doing okay. Man U have won the league. You actually don't need record points to win this league, this particular league, because teams underperform. You had record points. Obviously, you're going to have record points, but teams underperform. So I feel like there might be a bit of too much hype. Klopp tried though, but a bit of too much hype because there was no right from after the first 10, 15 games. It's obvious that there was no any real team that was doing really really well enough to compete.
So you feel it's hype.
There's a bit of hype.
No, actually, Klopp is really doing well. Going how many games without beating.
Yes, he lost just one game season.
Aside that, I'm getting to that, but losing your home. I think he went last time we lost at Anfield. Aside this Atletico against Crystal Palace. April 24th, I think 2017 or 18.
It's really long.
But I know it's against Crystal Palace. That was the last time we lost at Anfield. So that stuff he does, being able to the fan base, everything, it's not just hype. There's actually something about the team that you don't know. It's not just hype. Then going before Watford beat us, we went how many games unbeaten in the league? Did you ever imagine that happening in recent football? No, we didn't. Last time Arsenal did it. Come to think of it.
Nah, I did not.
Don't expect it.
And when you had not lost, I was always hoping that you would lose the next game and lose the next game. I feel like this game. I don't know if you can remember this game. I can't remember if it was November or October. The game against Tottenham. Tottenham were winning the game they were winning the game 1-0. Then Ipo scored 87 and 90 something, 2-1. I think that was the one that they crossed, which there was no loose ball that someone just tapped in. Tottenham were winning the game 1-0. 87th minute Ipo scored, and then 90 something. It was 90 plus injury time. Ipo scored 2-1. I feel like that game, from that point. From that game, if Tottenham had been able to beat you, maybe people have won the league, but it will not be this far. Because from that point till that Watford game, any team will catch, you must kill the team. Any team will catch, you must kill the team. So I feel like these Tottenham people are part of our problem. They're part of the people that allow Liverpool to do us this thing.
Yeah, Liverpool, they are just this kind of team. Every game, they always try to put in their best. They always push till the end. Those guys are even trying that they don't enjoy as much as other players because the kind of football they play, the kind of high pressure, everything they just play, it's just difficult to see that type of football. The kind of team they were, as at 2018, they were like Liverpool, they are playing like Atletico Madrid, but now I don't feel our style of play, I feel despite the fact that Atletico beat us, I feel we play better football than Atletico. So that style of football, you can't just see anything that plays like us, and the players are really trying. They just try to push every game. You see some kind of times the game will be 0-0. Second half, we don't manage to get one goal. Defend. Maybe opponent itself will able to beat back, and all those kind of things. They just try to push. So Liverpool, they actually did a great work this season. Last season, we just unfortunately we didn't get the trophy. Even though we tried last season, we just lost one game. I think to Man City, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
That Man City game in January.
But we drew many games. Many games. That was just thing that killed us. But this season, I think where we got it right this season, it was avoiding draws. If you notice, Liverpool we drawn just 2 now, if not this Everton and Man U when guys drew us first. We drawn just 2. I feel if it was like last season that we drew about how many games, 8 or 9 games, and lost 1, we won't be so far from Man City. Like Man City will be really close to us. So when Liverpool got it right this season was just to avoid draws and always get the win. 3
People won a whole lot of games. Latter time of the games, people won.
Yeah.
You know, there was a whole lot of late goals. You know, it seemed like some silence Ferguson team. Yeah. That being said, you know, you're out of last question. You're out of Champions League this season. So who are you supporting? Because you must obviously have someone, even if you're not saying it openly, yeah, in your heart of heart, you're like, this if you're not for bad, maybe this is going to win the Champions League.
Actually,
don't tell me it's Barca.
Yeah, exactly. Aside Liverpool,
they have lost. You're going to lose out on that one also.
Okay, wait, let me just make a point.
Like Messi,
I'm a Messi fan. Yeah, yes. I'm a Messi supporter. If you want to bring Messi, Ronaldo, I'll take Messi. So that's the only thing that makes me take Barca. If you aside that, I want to go for an English team.
Yeah, stop, right? See, I don't know how people do this English team. I can't support Liverpool match to win Champions League. I'll feel bad. I'm sorry, I feel bad. But like, have way too many options. You know, I like Real Madrid, so like I would like to go for Real Madrid also. But like Ronaldo's in Juve, I want Ronaldo to win Champions League. Then like I look if you like Atletico Madrid have done they've done it.
Yeah,
those guys, even if they just dash, they won Champions League. They've tried. They've got to 2 finals. They unsettle big teams for Champions League. Not only Madrid and Ronaldo. It's not Madrid, Ronaldo self. Not only Ronaldo they come out for Champions League. Then, but like I feel in my heart of heart, I feel like Bayern Munich are going to win it. They're very, very strong this season.
Yeah. Like now they are already in the quarterfinals, but I don't think there's anything Chelsea can.
Chelsea they should not play that game, sir. They should just go home.
But for me,
Chelsea.
For me, it just made me remember Atletico. Atletico beating us alone, home and away for that matter. I feel if they win it, they actually deserve it.
Those guys, they played their dues. They deserve one Champions League. Just dash them. You know the way you just manage one Champions League.
So you feel after that one, we stop winning Champions League?
No, not the Champions League. Your Premier League that you manage. It's not one. How many Premier League? No one. It's one you have.
Yeah, but next 3 seasons, next 2 seasons rather, we'll get another one.
Okay. No, I cannot be the judge of anything. Let's watch and see.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, I think we've come to the end of this short Liverpool celebration video. You know, Babs, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Before you go, I want you to do one thing. I don't know how we can do it, but like I want you to turn the back of your shirts.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm a true supporter.
Okay. Alright. Really, really nice to have you.
Thank you.
Alright, have a nice evening.
Alright, thank you.